Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the three-point contest at All-Star Weekend, the LED Court at the All-Star Weekend, and Rachel Dolezal fired over her OnlyFans account. And make sure you stick around for later in the show when we'll be discussing the oddities of the day. Before we start, I'd like to ask that you like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from the viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tips and donation link is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. Just put your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show.
You flow with that, Faith, by the way. You just
I've done it.
I've
done it. Let's see, how many shows have we done? This is our 21st show, so
Wow.
I've done it 21 times.
Your kung fu is strong with that. It's like, it's Monday. I figured you stumble over something and it instead of tip you say flip or something like that. But no, It's Monday. You make us all look bad on a Monday.
We'll see. I am tired because it's Monday, so we'll see if I slip up on something.
And before we started this, I was talking to you off air about the fact that I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was just wide awake all morning. And then I took a Benadryl to kind of knock me out for an hour. A Benadryl, which makes everyone tired. 1 hour. That's about it. So did you have a good weekend? Do you anything fun? Let me hear the fun stuff.
Yeah, so I did work Friday and Saturday, but my parents came into town yesterday, and they're hanging out. They're leaving tomorrow, so I get to hang out with my parents. I haven't seen them since Christmas, so
actually that's pretty cool.
Very excited to catch up with them. So I hung out with them majority of the day yesterday, and then I will have me and my boyfriend are gonna have dinner with them tonight. So
do they get along with the boyfriend really well?
Oh, they love him. They love him. And especially my dad. I've never dated anyone where my dad was okay with that person. And
you're daddy's little girl.
I am.
It takes a special guy to win dad over.
And my dad absolutely loves him. My mom told me, she was like, if you guys ever break up, you might have your dad upset with you.
Ooh, two things on that one. One, that's one of the things I learned later in life is you're not just dating. When you start getting serious with someone, you're not just getting serious with him, but you're getting serious with their family.
Yeah.
And statistically speaking, it's a rough go if your family hates him and they hate vice versa. Ooh, rough situation.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is what you were just talking about if you two split up and your parents. I have a friend of mine. This is a true story. And they split up, and it felt like the family wanted the
took sides.
Boy, everyone went with him and kept inviting him over to things like that. And it was like, you can come if you want to, but he's invited. So imagine you go to a family event, he's already there.
Yeah.
You go to Thanksgiving dinner, he's carving the turkey up for everyone.
No.
That's like, oh, hell no. No. I'm friends with all my exes, but I can't have my family picking an ex over you.
That's pushing the boundaries a little.
And that's a true story. I mean, they love her ex. So Faith is like, that is not in your wheelhouse there. Okay. No. So let's do this. I did. I've been working a lot. Yeah. So another long weekend of working, full day, morning, night. But my wife and we took a nice long walk, which sounds kind of lame. But our walks are actually kind of cool because
your walks are nice.
Yeah, we're right on the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
And so we walked all the way up. We're in southern Portugal. It's it was what, 75. Actually, it's
That sounds so nice.
I got to put sunscreen on before going out on a walk because the sun is so beaming. And that's with me with my built-in sun protection. So if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And but no, we walked about 4 miles, 5 miles out, and then another 4 miles in.
Hmm.
So about 8 miles total, 100% along the
Wow.
coast. That's actually one of the best walks like
That sounds
you can
nice.
have. It's awesome. It's like you see the big old waves and everything.
Hmm.
So yeah, my walks are not like, hey, I'm walking down Crenshaw Boulevard or something. No, mine are along the coast and southern Portugal. So can't go wrong.
Well, that sounds nice. I don't know if I could do an 8 mile walk though. That.
Uh, There's a walk in the Algarve that I'm so tempted to do one day.
Hmm.
You can literally walk from the tip of Portugal in the Algarve all the way to Spain. And that is one I've been totally tempted to do. And it's an amazing walk, an amazing view. It's more of a hike walk kind of situation, but it's kind of awesome. Walks go right past me. I live an hour and a half from Spain.
Hmm.
So it's not like I can drive it in about an hour and probably walk it. It'd probably take me a day to walk to Spain and or so. But that sound. I know that sounds kind of like, oh, tough life. You're close enough to walk to Spain if you wanted to. Sounds Yeah, I need to shut up now. Faith is just looking at me like, oh, I'm in Georgia, you sucker.
Yeah, it's just all trees and stuff here.
You know what else? You guys have like America and Australia. I never realized this as an American. We have a lot of like wild animals.
Hmm.
You don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm gonna run into a grizzly bear or a wolf or a coyote or something.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest concerns when going on a long walk is you're gonna stumble over someone laying out nude on a beach somewhere, which happens way more than you think.
Hmm.
Or or the I'm just gonna say it in my own way. Or one time we were walking along the beach and we come around a cove and we hear someone talking. So we come around and it's this very plump old man and he's naked as a jaybird, not one stitch of clothes on. All he's there, he's swinging to the breeze and he's just talking on his cell phone, having the time of his life. And you woke up like, hey, you just walk on by.
Good for him.
That's the hazards of people do not care about laying out naked on the beach here.
Yeah.
So that is one of my hazards is that you can run into that. Faith is laughing at me.
Gosh. All right.
Okay, let's move
Well,
on from that one.
with that, let's dive into the 3-point contest at the All-Star Weekend. So Steph Curry defeated Sabrina Ionescu in the first ever NBA versus WNBA 3-point contest at the All-Star Weekend. Both of them are great 3-point shooters.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this weekend, Steph Curry narrowly defeated Ionescu Saturday when the 2-point sharpshooters faced off during All-Star Weekend in the first. Yeah, we already covered that. Okay.
It's Monday. Remember,
It's
we talked
Monday,
about that
yeah.
whole stumbling?
Yeah. The Golden State Warriors scored 29 points to the New York Liberty Star, who scored 26. So, I mean,
All right, when you watched it, did you think she was going to win?
I was hoping she was going to win. I mean,
I'm just saying, when she went first, because she started off incredibly hot. She emptied those first 2 racks, and I was like, oh boy, look at this. And so, and then she had a really nice score. Was 26.
They were only 3 points away from each other. Curry got 29, Ionescu got 26. And she moved back further.
Yeah, she was supposed to do the women's 3-point line. Instead, she did the men's 3-point line, but she still used the women's ball.
Yeah.
This is why I thought this was the perfect way. This couldn't end it any better. This was exactly what I was hoping for. And what it is first off, let's talk about this, and then I'll go to why it ended so perfectly for me. She started out, she was on fire. She was great. Then Steph Curry came in, and you could tell he had to get into a rhythm. So he didn't start off as nice as she did. But then down the stretch, you could tell that he kind of got into a rhythm. And that is the big difference. At one point, one of the guys on TV, and I think it was Kenny Smith, one of those guys, was like, he's not going to get it. But Steph is so clutch. It's like Patrick Mahomes, Steph Curry. There's certain guys, as the pressure gets on, the more they deliver. And so down the stretch, he just totally brought it home. What I liked most about this was I felt like it was the perfect ending. And why I say it was the perfect ending was both sides. It was a total feel-good moment, but both sides had something that they could say that was like really great. Steph Curry did Steph Curry things, which is awesome. If he'd have came out there and just destroyed her, there would have been a small group of people that had been like, see, a woman can't compete with a man, it shouldn't be there. And we don't like those people anyway, so shut the hell up. But she went there, she performed impressively. She only lost by 3 points. It was a great feel-good moment. And anyone on her side could say, hey, if she would have been at the women's 3-point line, she would have won. You know what I mean? It was just a feel-good moment for everyone. Everyone won in this. I thought it was super cool. Her and Steph they hugged at the end. You could tell it was like a cool thing. They're talking about doing it again next year, maybe taking a partner but making it. This was such a great moment. They're talking about doing it again next year. If they do it next year, maybe it becomes a regular thing. Because I'm going to tell you, I watched the entire All-Star Weekend, and my favorite part of All-Star Weekend was that 3-point contest. It wasn't the men's 3-point contest. I thought I was going to fall asleep during the dunk contest, and I thought the All-Star, the game itself, for me, it wasn't good. I think what was the final score? I think it was like 211 to like 190, something like that. It was just like no defense at all. I feel like they need to do something different. They made it the old format, which I liked, the East versus West. But there's just no defense. I would have loved if it had been the U.S. versus the world, all the international players versus the American players. I think it would have been maybe a sense of pride there that the U.S. wanted to beat the international players and the international players want to beat the American players. Because as a whole, the only one that really felt like there was something important on the line, or that it wasn't just like phone it in, was the Steph Curry, Ionescu, can't say her name properly.
Ionescu.
Ionescu.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That one felt like it mattered to these guys. Yeah. Like there was a lot of love between them.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of support between them. There was a lot of, you know, greatness, but there was a sense of pride. She wanted to beat Steph Curry. You
Yeah.
could see she wanted to beat Steph Curry,
Mm-hmm.
and Steph Curry did not want to lose to her,
Mm-hmm.
but in a positive way. And so that was the game that just felt, I mean, that was the event that I thought felt the best.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked the celebrity game. The celebrity game was decent as well. But as a whole, I thought that was the event that stole the show for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has the event that they love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people like the celebrity game. Celebrity game was fun. Someone likes the 3-point contest. The dunk contest, something has to be done about the dunk contest. You you want the biggest stars. That's what is missing. I want to see LeBron and all the biggest names out there, Kevin Durant, Booker, all those guys. And that's what the slam dunk contest was missing for me. As a whole, it's a feel good weekend that they get a chance to rest and kind of hang out.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the Steph Curry as kind of Ionescu game, I mean, contest was the best.
Uh-huh.
Thank you
Yeah.
on, beating up on me because I really butchered her name.
I didn't know this, but Curry and Ionescu had charities that received donations from the
Yes,
NBA and the WNBA as a part
that
of
was the whole
their,
point of that. Yes.
yeah.
I think
Um,
that's really cool. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
they also had a chance to raise money for the NBA Foundation too, which aims to further economic empowerment in the Black community. Um, Each regular shot was worth $1,000. Every money ball was worth $2,000, and a special 29-foot, 9-inch three-pointer called the Starry Range ball was worth $3,000. So I think that was really cool. Also, that while it seemed more like they were just having fun than it being like
Yeah, it was more. It
anything.
was more of a like let's say you and I decided to do a 3-point contest. It's that brother sister kind of
Mm-hmm.
competition, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was that feel good competition. That's what I meant by it. She
Yeah.
wanted to win, Steph wanted to win, but if Steph lost, it wasn't the end of the world. She did lose, it wasn't the end of the world. It was
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, two great players coming together to raise money for charity, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
and come together. And it put a spotlight on her. I don't follow a lot of WNBA. I
Mm-hmm.
support women's sports and women's basketball to the 50th power. And then I realized who she was. I knew her from how close her and Kobe were, Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant. And so once I realized who she was, it actually even gave me a little more interest in it. And I come back to what I said about Caitlin Clark and things. I watched her shoot in such a nice, I mean, like she has a nice smooth stroke and everything. And some of the WNBA players, I'm not saying that you give them a spot, but I would love to see some of them get a tryout every once in a
Mm-hmm.
while, just a tryout, because basketball is that ultimate sport. You don't have to be as strong as the next guy. You don't have to be as fast as the next guy. Basketball is a very skilled position, I mean, skilled sport
Mm-hmm.
that some of the women are, in my opinion, in some cases, could be just as skilled in many cases. I watched the men's 3-point contest and I kept thinking, she could have won that.
Yeah.
She could have, I thought she had a real shot at winning that, and I thought she looked better than most of the guys. So that's what kind of made it kind of intriguing to me. This was, even though this was the men's basketball, the NBA's week of showcase, this was a great week for women's sports and women's basketball. With her, Caitlin Clark, and everything that went down. Caitlin Clark breaking the record, people talking about women's basketball. Is she the greatest of all time? Is she not? No, this woman should be, this person would be. The fact of the matter is, they were talking about women's basketball, and it's never talked about. It is never, especially not on the national NBA ESPN level. You know, you watch, there was a number of different videos and TikToks and Facebook posts and things of that nature that you don't see women get. A lot of times, being that I've been in podcasts for a very long time, a lot of times, if you even bring up women's basketball, you'll see that'd be your lowest rated podcast or lowest viewed podcast. And some of the people will say like unsubscribe, which is like horrible. And so this was a week that you could really praise for women's basketball. And so this was one of the best weeks ever, as far as me and thinking about sports in general.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a woman, I think it's great that more traction is being made with women's sports, because it's, like you said, it's not talked about a lot and people don't really want to listen to it. So I think it's great that, you know, these women are getting recognized for how talented they are, and people actually wanting to see what they do and how well they do it, which I think is great. So
yeah, bring back, I think they should do that 3-point contest back again. I'd watch it. I love how they're talking about maybe partnering up, bringing in 2 WNBA players versus 2 NBA players. Love that. I would love a mixed game where there's a couple of WNBA players, a couple of NBA players, and playing a game that way. I think it'd be great. Yeah. So that's all. That concludes my take on that one.
But get off my soapbox now. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing the LED court that made its first debut at the NBA All-Star Weekend.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier we were talking about the 3-point contest at the All-Star Weekend, and now we're going to be discussing the new LED court that made its first debut at the All-Star Weekend. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you are liking the show, I ask that you like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from the viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. Alrighty. Sometimes I wish you guys could see the behind the scenes stuff when we go to break, because Tate was like trying to send me a message, and watching him, he was struggling to type whatever he was typing.
Okay, see, I was trying to type it, but my microphone's in front of the keyboard, so I'm trying to go around it to type it, so I kept messing up with it. So it's a lot more challenging when you have everything in front of you and your keyboard is way in front of you and you got to reach around that. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Coming to a theater near you, the behind the scenes clips.
I should record our Zoom too, and then just have like bloopers and make a bloopers.
It would just be all bloopers. That's all it would be.
Alrighty, so the LED court makes debut to mixed reviews at the NBA All-Star Weekend Celebrities Game. The 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend kicked off Friday night with the Celebrity Game at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. ESPN's First Take hosts Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith coach squads featuring...
Stephen A. Smith. I got you covered.
Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith coached... squads featuring actors, athletes, musicians, content creators, and even an Olympian and high jump champion. Ooh.
I can't help you on high jumpers.
Gianmarco Tamburi. I apologize if I butchered that. Okay.
Sir, just call him Jump a Lot.
Sir Jump a Lot.
We would just call him. That's what they call him in his neighborhood. They call him Sir Jump a Lot.
Sir Jump a Lot. Oh gosh. Okay. One of the biggest draws of the Celebrity Game isn't the players; it was the debut of the LED court. The court, which was developed by the German company ASB Glassfloor, included designs and color change, location-based player tracking animations, and countdowns for extra point periods. It's the first time a fully LED court's been used for an NBA event, and basketball fans took to social media to comment on it. Some of them enjoyed the unique look, and others were not quite sold on it. Before I go in and like read some of the tweets and everything like that, how did you feel about it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really cool. I thought it added to the fan experience. I could tell they were playing around with it a lot more, just kind of showing it off. It's kind of like, you get your new toy, so they were trying to do a lot more than they should. I liked it so much that I would love. When they went to the All-Star Game and to the regular floor, I was disappointed. I was like, boo, no, go back, go use the good floor, bring out the good china. We don't need those styrofoam cups and paper plates. Bring out the good china. And so I really liked it a lot, but I know it was very mixed reaction. So let me hear some of the comments. Let's see how it went.
Okay, so one person said this All-Star Celebrity Game court is cool as hell.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%.
Somebody else said the All-Star Celebrity Game looking like NBA Jam, which it did like Space Jam.
No, NBA Jam is a video game. It's one of the greatest video games of all time, and it totally did. I even thought that as well. Like, definitely has an NBA Jam kind of feel. I liked it.
And then someone else said, "I hope y'all know these crazy digital courts are exactly what Adam Silver wants to turn the NBA game experience into. The logos on the court in the pandemic were step one, then the crazy colored IST courts, and now the Celebrity Game court. Get ready, NBA fans." So these were all the ones that people liked the court. But then obviously we have other people who
let's hear the hateration.
This celebrity game feels less about the celebrities or basketball and more about showcasing the LED basketball court. That was what one person said.
No, I didn't think that. I thought it was another layer to the game. I thought, that's the reason why I feel like the WWE has consistently been a popular event, because they know how to bring the steak and the sizzle when they need it. And let me tell you, this NBA All-Star game, this whole All-Star week needed a little extra sizzle. And there's a whole, like I say this all the time, there's a whole subgroup out there they just hate change. This is the way it was when my grandpa did it back in 1976, and it should be that way now. But technology has changed, the players have changed, the equipment has changed. It's not the same basketball that Dr. J and Wilt played with. It's a different basketball. It's not the same shoes that, Larry Bird and all those guys. The technology has moved on. And when people are paying so much to go to these games, this isn't, pocket change. People have to save. Some people have to save up to go to an NBA game. Giving them the full experience, the court lights up, everything, it gives more of you go to the game and you get the show for free. And so I love that about it. And I love how they were able to show some of the graphics and the countdown and all of that. That was a plus to me. So, all right, go ahead.
Someone else said, this celebrity game court is really catering to our broken attention spans.
Yes, we're a TikTok world. Yeah. America is a TikTok world. Sorry, we're not sitting out there in War and Peace and watching a 9-hour game. Give me some flash. Give me some display over here. Just because your butt didn't grow up with a little TikTok, maybe you'd be happier in life if you had a couple of flip right and some flash.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
Somebody else said, I wonder how many seizures this LED court will cause during the celebrity game.
You're a hater, dude. You're a straight hater. By the way, the answer to that, zero. Zero seizures and one pissed off guy.
Bye, hater.
That haterade, the Breakfast of Champions over there, it's just wow. All right, what else? Anything else?
Somebody else said, this may be one of my first, quote, I'm getting old opinions, but I hate every single thing about this LED NBA court.
Everything, dude?
Everything.
It's kind of like the Super Bowl halftime. I've been around a long time, which makes me,
What?
And I remember people when they had Michael Jackson doing the halftime show of the Super Bowl, and I was always a big Michael Jackson fan. People were upset. There were people upset about that.
About him doing the halftime show?
Yes. And do you realize the halftime show are like marching bands and people juggling? And it's like, we got Michael. We got Prince doing Purple Rain in the rain. We got Rihanna. We got Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Usher. We don't want to go back to the marching band days. Okay, I'm sorry. You gotta go with the times a little bit. And guess what? I'm okay with the change on the basketball court lighting up as well. So
I do think it's cool. It has I don't know, futuristic look. You know how movies 30 years ago portrayed what they think was what 20 Queens was going to look like. And I feel like the LED court kind of seems like it's from a movie in the 80s where people were trying to figure out what the future was going to look like. We don't have flying cars, but we have an LED basketball court.
And you know, the thing I was paying close attention to, my biggest concern was, would it affect the play? Mm-hmm. You know, people, you know, the running, the stopping. And that's one of the things I was paying close attention to. And it did not change the game at all. And then the other time I really watched it during the 3-point contest with Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. And things. And it was just like, no, this is an opportunity to really advance the game and give another layer to the game without changing anything major. The starting, stopping was just the same. You know, during the game, it just like, I thought it was great. And if I was an NBA owner, especially if I'm like a Detroit Pistons owner or a team that's like really, really sucks and can't sell out their arena. Listen, I got my arena. I got my arena lit up. I got the walls. I'm bringing marching bands back. I'm doing anything to make to boost the game, because you know, you can only sit through a Pistons game so many times when you're just getting destroyed out there. You know what I mean? So what are people going to come to see? You get like I said, you get the game, you get the show for free. Why not? So I looked at it as a good thing.
Well, the court is rumored to have cost over $1 million. So I don't think the LED style court will be in a bunch of arenas anytime soon, just because of how much they cost. It's a lot of money.
No, it's not. Okay, let me explain why. Wait. Let me explain to you why. I'm not attacking you. $1 million to a normal person is a lot, but I would be willing to bet that a regular NBA court costs that much. Not to mention, when you look at, you know, you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar league. I'm not saying to make this at, you know, at Morgan Elementary School. I'm talking NBA. $1 million to the NBA is nothing. The technology they go in for shoes and uniforms costs millions of dollars. You know, LeBron's opt-in for next year is $50 million just for him to play. There are players that they're buying out here. You know, here's $10 million, here's $15 million to just go home. For the NBA, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, it's not a lot. But for your regular high school or your college or for a personal gym or something like that, yes. But we're talking in America, the second biggest sport in America, which their television contract is worth billions. Mm-hmm. That's why I say it's not a lot for, I'm talking NBA money. As a matter of fact, it really isn't a lot for most Division I colleges. When you're talking about the Ohio States, the Georgias, the Duke, the Kentuckys of the world, Tennessee.
Oh man, if Georgia got an LED court for their basketball arena for Stegman, ooh, I would go to every basketball game there was.
See, wait a minute, you just proved my point. Uh-huh. You're going for the steak. That's the game. The sizzle you get, the show you get for free.
Yeah.
That arena. Think about, and see, this is where I think really what college would really benefit. Mm-hmm. Think about the pep rallies and things before the football game, and everyone comes to the arena and it's all lit up and it's doing all this stuff. I think it definitely brings another level to the show. I really liked it. And the game experience, the school experience, that's where I think arena like this, that's where I think it would really be super, like really cool.
That would be cool.
Think about, how they have the rallies and things at the game, the March Madness kickoff and all that. I think it would be unreal.
That would be very cool. I will say that. So
I just watched Texas A&M pay like $70 million for Jimbo Fisher just to go home. Bye. We don't need you here. That's $70 million. That's $70 million. Every team in the NBA could get a brand new court, and the Big Ten or the SEC, every member of the SEC, for what they paid a guy to go home. That's why I say it's not a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
But if you're thinking about putting a basketball court in your backyard, Faith, that's a lot.
I'm gonna get one of those. Yeah. I'm gonna get one of those LED basketball courts.
That's the ultimate flex there. If you go to someone's house and they have the LED basketball court, they're in a different tax bracket than you or I on that one.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about Rachel Dolezal. I think I could be butchering her last name. But she was fired over an OnlyFans account.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the LED court that made its first debut at the NBA All-Star Weekend, and now we're going to be talking about Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who was infamous for claiming to be black, has been fired over an OnlyFans account. Now, I did not know about this lady at all until I got until I got this article from you saying that you wanted to do this on the show. No, I didn't know about this at all.
Okay.
You want to?
I'm gonna let you roll first.
Okay, so Rachel Dolezal, the white woman and former National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP character president, who courted major controversy nearly 10 years ago for falsely claiming she was black, has been fired from her position with an Arizona school district over an OnlyFans account. Dolezal was employed with the Catalina Foothills School District as an after-school instructor, but was let go this week after administrators were made aware of her apparent presence on OnlyFans, which is a social media subscription platform that caters to adult content. As of the publication, a link to an OnlyFans account is accessible through a bio in Dolezal's verified Instagram account. The linked OnlyFans account, updated as recently as February 14th, blocks images for non-subscribers but contains identifying information and captions alluding to adult and nude content. So.
I'm waiting on Faith to go first.
Go first? Why?
He's like, no. Okay. The first thing is, yes, give you a little background. For years, she was an executive at the NAACP. Mm-hmm. She claimed to be a black woman and went around claiming she was and be honest with you, I thought she was black.
She does look At least mixed, yes.
Yes, but then you see some of the pictures before, and it's like, whoa. And then she got busted, and I don't quote me on this one. I'm going off of memories back then. she got busted being black, not being black. So they revoked her black card.
That she never really had to begin with.
It's kind of like you have that ARP card. You find out they take your ARP card, so you don't get any extra. You can't go to hometown buffet. You can't go to Golden Corral no more. It's kind of like that. She just got her membership revoked. So Faith is like, just leave it, just let him go. I'm gonna stay out of this altogether.
I don't feel like I can really comment on this. I'm white.
Are you really? Do we need a DNA test?
No, I'm white. I'm white. 100. Look,
she claimed to be black. Did you see her?
I didn't see before pictures. She's got a tan. I look like Casper the Ghost over here.
Oh, go look at the old pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And listen, Faith, I understand, because don't y'all be canceling my girl Faith, because I don't want to pick this topic. So y'all leave my girl alone.
Yeah.
But yes, she did kind of, and then she had the nerve. I could have sworn that this could be one of those fables, but she was like,
oh my gosh.
See, I told you. You see what I'm talking about?
She was like blonde hair, blue eyes.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. So she tried to say at one point that she was black at heart. I'm like, girl. Look at the look on Facebook. Now, see, Faith is understanding, because now she's went in and down and checked out the pictures. And
okay.
This is a delicate dance, Faith. So make sure you keep your A game, because I don't want nobody coming after you. But go ahead, fire.
Black at heart? What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Desperate people say desperate things. Okay, she's headed NAACP. She didn't made it as her dream. I guess she made it to this level, and but there's two. This is two stories, and I know we haven't even touched on the real story.
Yeah.
Because I had to bring my girl Faith up to speed on who she was, or who she is, or who she claims to be. Okay, because those are three things there.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward, she loses her job. She loses credibility. People start doing what Faith did, pulling up pictures of her when she looked like she was on Mayberry, and then you see the change in her.
Yeah.
And it's, but then to become all the way down to, I'm a school teacher now. I've changed my name.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you notice the name she changed?
I saw she changed her name, but I didn't want to butcher it, so I didn't say it. But I do have, so her name is a shortened version of something from a Nigerian origin, and it means gift of God. That's what her
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the sad thing. This woman has done some great things. This is a lesson in life for everyone. We can all learn from her mistake, which is you can do a lot of good things, but you can also slip up and one or two little things,